Middle East Conflicts Wall Memorial in Marseilles, Illinois. Etched in the marble and the panels behind me are over 8,000 names from various conflicts in the Middle East dating back to the 1960s, when naval ships were attacked and sailors' lives were lost. You have Beirut, Iraq, the war in Afghanistan. All the names will stay here together forever. This place is a sacred place, one for healing, one for some kind of closure to the chaos that we faced, that they faced, that the families have had to endure with their losses. Anytime I get close to this wall, I always make it a point to stop in and pay my respect to the brothers and sisters on this wall and just reflect on their sacrifice and what they gave so that we can have today. Hey everyone, it's Flatline. Brad and I are on the road. Like I said, we're in Marseilles, Illinois, and I wanted to stop in and do what I do when we get close. But in a lot of ways, this wall is the beginning. We chose this to be the beginning of our journey in 2025. This became the beginning of my healing process, as many other visitors have found being here. So I thought it was appropriate to make it the scene of the beginning of my story. In a lot of ways, it's the end of the first part. And then now, as I look forward and continue to find healing and find where I'm going, that'll be the second half of my journey in this crazy thing we call life. So this video will be fairly brief with a quick update, or not update, but a quick synopsis of the beginning on how I ended up where I am today and why veteran suicide and suicide for that matter are so important and have given me a purpose and a mission to fight for. Like many people that grew up in the Midwest, there was only a couple options: go to school, work construction, or farm. None of those really had a pull or a calling for me. And as a lot of teenage boys, I had a pretty competitive, heated relationship with some turmoil with my father, who is an amazing man. I don't take away or fault him for any of the things, but we just didn't see eye to eye on a lot of things. And so I remember at an early age, I looked up to him for his service in Vietnam in the Navy and his stories that he shared. But then as I moved into my teens, I also, being me, was like, how can I piss the old man off? He's Navy, so I'm joining the Marine Corps. May 22nd, 1995. I'm standing on the yellow footprints at MCRD San Diego, which begins my military service journey. November of 2000, I returned home, had some life-altering events that had to work through, and we made it work. Shortly thereafter, 9/11 happens, and the world as we knew it changed. And I'll get into more details, the little finite details as my story goes on, but just give you the quick synopsis. Then October of 2007, I'm back in uniform, this time in the Army as a medic. 2008, we head to Afghanistan, returning in the fall of 2009. Lost some really good friends, some outstanding men on that deployment. Got home. I was physically back stateside, but my mind and everything that I wanted was to be back in Afghanistan, continuing the fight, continuing to make sure that what we were doing was not in vain for the loss that we had to endure. And so I never really came home for a long time, and I'm still, in a lot of ways, I'm still not home, not completely. But anyways, it was mid-October of 2010. I was in a very low point in my life. Not that nobody knew that I was at that point, but emotionally and mentally, I was just without purpose, without a fight. I had tried to get back to Afghanistan with a couple different units. It didn't work out, so there I was, just sitting there, hiding all my pain, hiding all my struggles. And in October of 2010, I remember I was sitting on my bed without what at the time I felt any other option. And I had my pistol ready to go. It was at the right angle, inserted the right depth, every way that I had foreseen it in the images in my head over and over, exactly how I was going to do it. And I don't know how long I sat there. Just waiting for the 3, 2, 1, go. You know, whatever I was going to do. And then I got to thinking, I remember having the thought, am I going to hear the bang? Am I going to feel anything? And then, which quickly went away, because at that point I was like, I don't care. It's over. It'll be over. And I don't know how close I was to actually letting the hammer fall, but I was half startled by a voice down the hall, because I thought I was home alone, and actually I was home alone until almost that exact moment, because I heard this very sweet voice, all excited, "Daddy's home, Daddy's home." And I could hear the feet pattering down the hallway. And that's at the moment that I was like, oh shit, I cannot let her find me. Anybody else, but I cannot let my daughter find me. And so that's what snapped me out of this, the first attempt. So now that's just a very brief beginning of the story. And as we go through, I'm going to try and muster up enough courage to continue telling the story. And I'll be honest, I'm scared shitless, because until right now, I've never told there's 10, 12, 15 people on this planet that know anything close to what my story is until now. And again, I'm doing it because I was asked and challenged to tell my story and why this mission means so much to me. But also, hopefully, somebody sees it or hears it or gets it shared with them, and they go, oh, I have a story to tell. I have a story to continue to write. So I'm doing it hopefully to be an encouragement to somebody, because like I said in a previous video, if we can save one life, we can make a difference in one person's life. We just save the family, we save friends from the grief of having to bury somebody for a death that could be prevented. So as always, thank you for your support. If you like what we're doing, share this shit. Get it out there, because you don't know who's going to need to hear or see some of this, any of this. If it's important to you, or you think it's going to make an impact on somebody else, do them a favor, get involved, share that shit. I don't care about how many views and all that stuff. It's about making a difference. So until next time, Brad and I say thank you again for the support, and we will talk to you tomorrow in another installment of learning about how I got to this point